Yesterday, it was reported that Trey doesn't have the arm fitness, and the other one being that he asked for all the rookies' phone numbers. Thoughts? I don't
I heard
understand.
about the arm fitness thing.
What does
So
that mean?
we talked about that on Peacock on
Okay.
the Locked on 49ers, and we were very confused that like what the hell does arm fitness mean? Like
Yeah.
arm fitness, does it mean like strong arm? Because I saw somebody that had a strong arm, and I guess the guy went on Twitter today and he elaborated and said, "Oh man, hold on, I'll tell you exactly what he said. Hold on, I
Okay.
have it right here.
Okay.
It
Because
still
I
is
don't know
kind of
what the hell
stupid
that
to
means.
me. Our arm fitness, the ability to consistently throw the football all season long and beyond to the playoffs. This can be fixed through focused off-season training and a commitment to arm care."
Who is this?
So that's Ryan Harris. He used to play for the Broncos. Looks like
Okay.
he won a Super Bowl with the Broncos. He's an analyst now to some extent. I'm not exactly sure.
And he determined this just watching him on TV?
No, I guess he talked to some players and coaches or something.
Man, everyone's talking to people. Enough. Man, that's crazy, man. I don't know what the hell that means, and he's never seen it. But everyone is like, I've never seen Trey Lance practice or play, but I heard third hand from someone something weird. Like, man, enough. Can we get to OTAs already?
It's really been frustrating for me because,
So weird.
like I talked about with Danny Gray, right? There are things that I'm like, I can see Danny Gray needs to improve on this, but okay, it's gonna like I understand that those things are gonna take time, and whether he ends up being able to do it or not, like we'll find out.
Yeah.
And I take the same approach with Trey Lance, where it's like, okay, I watched him against in the preseason, I watched him against Arizona, I watched him against Houston, and there are things where I'm like, okay, see him improving on some things, I see things he needs to continue to improve on. But like, all right, like let's see if he eventually gets there. It's not just going to take 1 year or like one off season. Like I think this is going to be a continuous process. But it's like, oh no, arm fitness isn't good. Like, oh no,
I just invented a term so I could write off a kid who started 2 games. What's crazy to me is like Trevor Lawrence starts a whole season in Jacksonville, basically plays like shit, and everyone's like, it's not his fault. It's Jacksonville. And that's true. I would say that too. But Trey Lance plays 2 games, and everyone's out here like, I am so good at analyzing football. I can tell you what his future is going to be after 2 starts. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they're not even
You wouldn't
giving
do that with Trevor Lawrence, would you? You would give
they're
him
not
the
even
benefit
giving
of the doubt.
they're not giving the kid a chance, man.
Nah.
And I guess a lot of it has to do with. I mean, I don't know. I think they've seen some of these other guys perform well at a high level, so they go more off of that and give them a little bit more leeway. And oh no, Trevor Lawrence, he wasn't good. Oh, but look at the situation. Zach Wilson, he threw more interceptions than touchdowns and 55% completion percentage. But oh no, it's this issue. Year 2, he's the guy. Justin Fields, they tell you all these other things, but the guy that played the least amount and looked like he improved. Oh, it was just the Texans, and he had bad arm fitness. So
let's be fair.
I don't know.
Kyle fuels a lot of this because I think people are confused. You traded all this to get a guy, and then you sat him behind Jimmy Garoppolo. Teams don't do that. I mean, teams really don't sit first-round quarterbacks very much anymore, let alone ones they took in the top 3, let alone ones they traded up for, especially if you don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback to hold him back. I mean, everyone's like, well, why didn't he play? And then you just have these crazy theories that go with that.
I always thought it was a very unique situation, and I understood it the entire time. I understood why you would Kyle Shanahan was in a unique situation, and that he was going into his 5th year. He had 1 winning season.
Yes.
And more of what Jimmy Garoppolo is at that time, right?
Yeah.
So like there's that aspect of it. At the very least, I know our floor with Jimmy could be higher than a rookie who hasn't seen NFL and hasn't played in a year. So I understand that. Now, this all could be fixed if they would have just let Jimmy go. But why would you just let him go? I think if they were, that was the perfect opportunity to do it and just go all in with your rookie. And whatever would have happened as a rookie, say they win 7 games, 8 games, or whatever, people would be like, oh, looking forward to seeing what he does year 2. Probably going to win 10, 11 games, right? But because he doesn't play and he only plays 2 games, wins 1, loses 1, there's ups and downs. It's just like there's so much speculation going on. And I think it's the toughest thing is he has to now follow up an NFC Championship appearance as opposed to a 6-win team, which it was the year before.
Yep. What they should have just done is get rid of Jimmy immediately and bring in another backup, better than Nate Sudfeld. Bring in Andy Dalton. If you had done that, you could have had a real competition. You could have had protection if Trey Lance gets hurt. But keeping Jimmy Garoppolo here, It's like, here, for example, the Niners they say they believe in Trey Lance. They say they believe in Talanoa. With Talanoa, they didn't keep Jaquaski. They wanted Jaquaski out, and they brought in like a token competitor who's not going to beat out Talanoa, most likely, in George Odom. The Niners could have done the same thing with Trey Lance. Get rid of Jimmy, bring in Andy Dalton, and just create an open highway for Trey Lance to be the starter, just like they have at strong safety for Talanoa. But no, only the 5th round pick gets that kind of accommodation. Trey has to prove it. Like, what?
Well, they tried though. I mean, like, Kyle has openly said, like, we tried to trade him, and and he's hurt. And so the teams that were interested in trading for Jimmy Garoppolo, they're now no longer interested. And now those teams have moved on and got other players, and it put us in the pickle. And I understand, again, it's a unique situation, but I understand, again, from this perspective.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo has been a part of 49ers teams that have won a lot of games.
Yeah.
So do you just say, well, okay, Jimmy, you've done this and everybody loves you and you've been a great leader and you've been awesome, but we're just going to cut you just to let Trey Lance play? Right. Or is it, well, he's around, we're still going to try to move him, but if we can't move him, then, and that's what they've said, right? Like, we are still actively going to try to trade him. They've said that. Yeah. But if they can't, then all right, then we got to keep him. We don't want to just let him go. Like, and I get it. It's hard on Trey Lance, 100%.
Yes.
It's the least, and it's hard on Jimmy as well. Jimmy talked about not wishing this type of situation on his worst enemy, right? So I think it's just tough all across the board. They put themselves in a pickle with this by not just letting go of Jimmy Garoppolo last year. When you knew that you traded it up, you should either traded him or just cut him. And it wouldn't have been that big of a deal because he had not been healthy for more than one season. And you didn't have any dead cap. They would have just cut him then and brought in somebody like Fitzpatrick and had Trey Lance. Then it wouldn't be nearly what it is now. And you would have cleared up like $50+ million of cap space.
And most importantly, Trey Lance would have a year of experience under his belt. But he doesn't have that. And so now, this isn't a topic, but before we move on, I keep wanting to look back. Niner fans are very bullish on this team. 11 wins, 12 wins. That's what they think. Maybe 13. I get it. There's a lot to like about this team. But if you're thinking about miscellaneous team A, that's not the Niners, and you're not all invested in them, and I tell you, they don't know who their quarterback is. They're probably going to go with a guy who hasn't played in 2 years and has never really played in the NFL. And 80% of their offensive line is a question mark. You'd be like, I don't know about that.
I'm not as high on the 49ers as other people. Now, I think
a recipe for a winning season. Uncertainty at quarterback and 80% of your offensive line. Yikes! What could go wrong?
Yeah, I think I look at it in a different way because to me, when you drafted Trey Lance, everything from that point should have been to get Trey Lance ready.
Agreed.
So I was always willing to go through that rough season. Just mentally, like what's best for him and the team in the long term. Because if you get Trey Lance, the sooner, and I was saying this last year, the sooner you get Trey Lance to what you want him to be, the better your team is when they reach those high end moments, right? So so as a rookie, you play him, and whatever happens, it happens. But everybody else, Kyle included, he had to win. I get it. Because now Grant Cohn and Eric Crocker will be talking about how he has one winning season in 5 years.
That's
and
true.
That ain't good, right?
Not good.
So I get it from that.
But now that growing pain year is now.
But now you have to go through the growing pain. But now everybody's like, look, we were just in the NFC Championship game. So we want to go a little bit or potentially go a little bit backwards because we want to get this guy ready. So people will have a hard time digesting that. Me personally, I don't care. To me, it has to be about what is best for Trey Lance moving forward. And if it's a season where I got to go all in on him, even if that means we only win 7-8 games, then me personally, again, I'm just a talking head. But it's like, I get it. Because after that 7-8 games, how are we going to view Trey Lance moving forward? Or at least you'll know what he is. You know what I'm saying? But go all in and figure out what that trajectory of him is. And then in the following year, then you're better off for it then. He's going to be more dangerous. He's going to be more decisive. He's going to be more comfortable. He's going to be more comfortable with what he's seeing from opposing defenses. So it's
what
tough.
You're saying is the theme of the season is one step back to take 2 steps forward. And I totally agree. I think the Niners are doing that without saying it. Like, look, they don't want to like alienate season ticket holders, but they're taking a step back. And it's not just at quarterback. They're going unknown young at strong safety, nickelback, left guard, a bunch of spots. So,
teams have done this. Buffalo,
yeah.
and again, I mean, we draw parallels to Trey Lance and Josh Allen and things like that, based on some of the issues that they had coming into the league and whatnot. Still not apples to apples, but Buffalo was in the playoffs the year before they got Josh Allen.
True.
You know, people forget
Take a
that.
step back. Take 2 steps forward.
They were in the playoffs.
Yes.
They started Josh Allen. He didn't play. He played like 11 games. I think he went 5-6.
That sounds right.
They missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
people were upset.
And then the following year, he plays a little better, right? Through 20 touchdowns, 9 picks. They go to the playoffs. Blow a 16-point lead to the Deshaun Watson-led Texans.
That's true.
And they blew that lead, right? And you just see it like, damn, like they got better. And then come back, and all of a sudden, Josh Allen like takes another step. But you had to go through that process with him. And it's almost like a lot of people are trying to skip over the process with Trey Lance. Or say that, oh, he doesn't need to go through the process. Like, he's just going to be fine. And I don't think so. I think he 100% needs it.
Yeah, I think he 100% needs it. And again, I would be among the people saying, 11, 12 wins for the Niners had Trey played last year. But to me, the fact that they made the choice, and you explained it, they had to win, but that was a tough choice. And the byproduct of their choice is a step back this year, in my opinion. I mean, I think they're going to have to pay for not playing Trey, at least early in the season. Now, maybe they just get hot like they did last year, the second half, and take off. But they're probably going to have to. I'd be surprised if Trey Lance tears it up the first month of the year. I mean, how could he? If he does, great. I know the Niners are trying to sell it like scout team and practice and all this. Yeah, man, he needs experience. He's going to
get live reps. And everybody has said it. His coach has said it. He has said, man, the best experience I had last year was playing in those 2 starts and learning from that. Like, man, that practice squad and all that type of stuff, you know, whatever. And I'm pretty sure all these other guys will tell you too. I'm pretty sure Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, all those guys will tell you I'm better for what happened last year. You know, everybody talking about, oh, Mac Jones. Man, Mac Jones, he had his ups and downs.
He did.
Big time. He you know, and again, I'm not judging Mac Jones. Like, I'm not saying this is what he is. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like, well, I need to go through that last stretch of games where they lost 4 out of 5 games. Their only win was against Jacksonville, and he threw 7 interceptions in those 4 losses and got their butts kicked and had no chance in the playoffs. Like, he had to go through that. And Trey Lance, whatever he goes through this year, I think he has to go through that to be better moving forward.
Demon SS says, how the hell can they determine arm fitness of 2 games? I still think it's a made-up term that some guy just made up. Arm fitness.